I got all your bets in?
What are today's odds?
How's Mike looking?
Well, I can give you very good odds on Mike, 5 to 1. He's really fallen from grace, but if you want to risk your money...
Well, who's favourite now?
Harry Howe, 2 to 1. He's come from nowhere to lead the race.
Bob, where'd you get your information from?
Oh, just studying the form. Oh, Susan, are you going to change your mind and place a side bet?
No, I'm quite happy with the bet I made weeks ago. 10 to 1 on Jenny.
Well, those are good odds.
I think Mike's still in with a chance. I don't like that Harry Howe. He's such a creep.
We'll all know soon. John's on his way back from Mexico, and apparently he's going to appoint the new MD after tomorrow's launch. I've been asked to arrange a post-launch party here at the office. John could well announce the winner then.
Oh, never mind the sweepstake. I'm more interested in Softex's share price. The group results are announced tomorrow, and if the launch isn't a success, the share price is going to drop like a stone.
Yeah, it'll be ironic if one of them gets the MD's job just as we go out of business. Have you switched it on? What is this figure here, Joe?
Well, these are these month's spending figures.
Matt,
Are we spending?
Matt, can I have a word?
What is it, Harry? I got a lot on my plate. Tomorrow's the announcement.
You need to hear this.
Joe, can you give me 5 minutes? What's so urgent?
Well, I couldn't believe it myself, but sadly, it is true. A poor, misguided man.
What are you talking about?
It's Mike Fox at Redware. He's obviously been under a great deal of strain. I just hope my taking over hasn't caused him to do this.
What's he done?
He's gone to HTP to try and do some kind of joint venture deal with Overlord.
He's done what?
I feel partly responsible. It must be some kind of twisted professional jealousy that drove him.
Don't blame yourself, Harry. I knew I couldn't trust Mike Fox when I caught him fiddling his expenses.
He's obviously been losing it for some time.
Damn it. Damn. I'll fire him. What harm can you do?
None. For him to do a deal with HTP, he must have the majority vote of the board. Now, Lee might be misguided enough to support him, but Jenny is on my side.
Good. Last thing we need at this stage is a loose cannon. There's already too much at stake. Thanks for letting me know. I'll deal with Mike. You concentrate on the launch.
You can rely on me, boss.
Jackie? Yeah, it's Mike. I'm in the training room. Make sure that I'm not disturbed. I'll be going out later. No, for the rest of the day. Yeah, thanks.
I was a supermarket manager for 15 years. I worked in the discount end of the supermarket business, and I worked very hard in that time. And we found ourselves working a lot longer and a lot harder to cover the loss of staff and the increased productivity that the company expected from us. And at the end of my career within the supermarket industry, I was working 80, even 90 hours a week and never seeing the family during that time. I'd come home at night time and about 10:30 at night and fall asleep on the sofa.
When he was working at the supermarket, we never saw him. The only days we did see him was on his days off. Where he didn't want to know, he didn't want to do anything. Of course, I wanted to get out or do something. He wasn't interested. He'd lie on the settee all day, and then, of course, we'd row. We'd have arguments all the time.
The problem I didn't realise was that because of the amount of hours I were working, it sort of affected my judgment, and I couldn't prioritise correctly as to what was important to my life. And it was until one last argument, when the bags were packed virtually, that I came to the realisation that this was it. Your family was going to go unless you do something. So I took a good long look at my life and decided to get myself down to the job centre.
I saw this job for caretaker in a local school, and it was for 39 hours a week. And I thought, is that for me, really? It seems a bit of a lowly job. But as I started to look into it, it became clearer that there was other sides to it. I could, still balance my family budget. Everything seemed to be a plus on it, and that's what swayed me, really. And I took the job, and it was wonderful because it gave me time. It gave me so much time to do things. The best thing about this job is that I can spend time with my wife, and we can talk, one-to-one for a long time. With the children, I'm there as a father. I can offer them support in their education. I can offer them a lot more of me. I've got so much spare time now that I feel that I need to develop my own interests outside work. I'm heavily involved in a hospital radio station, which is called Fab Gold in Wythenshawe. I can help out in the school. I'm actively involved with the football team. I've just had a 2-week family holiday, which was fabulous, because I spent 2 weeks with my family.
So what we got, Joe?
You the figures from accounts I was trying to show you earlier.
John, I wasn't expecting you.
Oh, I just flew in from the Windy City. Morning. Yeah, I couldn't miss tomorrow's launch. How's things going?
Oh, terrible. All hell's broken loose. I can't believe what your team has done.
What do you mean?
Well, apparently, and without consulting me, Mike is trying to do a deal with HTP.
HTP?
Yeah. Lee's involved as well. They've virtually given HTP our new products on a plate. Harry's still loyal. Jenny, I'm not too sure about.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Harry just told me.
No, there's got to be more to it than this.
What are you going to do about this? You got to fire Mike. He's the ringleader in all this.
Now, hold on a minute. I need time to find out the whole story.
Time is what we don't have. The Softex results come out tomorrow, and if the launch bombs... What's the news from Mexico?
Well, that's good. We did an intensive rethink, a whole restructuring. The team had kind of drifted, but we're back on course now. I'm confident they could be back in profit by the half year.
That'll be too late. We need a result tomorrow, John.
Oh.
Unless this overload launch can prove to the analysts that we got a winner, our share price will fall off a cliff.
It's a lot of pressure to put on the launch of a single product.
Well, what do you care? Your money's not riding on this.
I've invested more in Redware than you know. Let me talk to Jenny. I'll find out what's been going on.
You got a day to sort it out, John, or else I fire Mike Lee and Jenny. I'll make Harry the new MD of Redware. Well, that's if there's a company for him to run after tomorrow.
Well, just let me talk, okay?
The quiet town of Topsham on the River Exe in Devon is just the kind of place you might go if you were in search of a balanced life. But the demands made upon local doctors here are as heavy as they are in any other part of the country.
Good morning. Morning, TJ. Hi, I'm fine, thanks. Nice to meet you. Get right through.
Rob Turner is a general practitioner who's decided to balance his life by working part-time.
Thanks, TJ.
But this still includes a night and a weekend of on-call duties.
Now, it's about a week, isn't it, since I saw you last, I think? I think part-time working is a little bit of a misnomer, and perhaps it's slightly false to include the on-call, but I do, because it is time that is tied up in medicine, and if you include that, it's about 40 hours a week. So that is part-time for a GP. Most GPs work at least 80 hours a week, some quite a lot more.
See the nurse in about 10 days before that, then. Lovely. Okay.
We're so often advising people to reduce their work hours and reduce the stress in their working life. And what are we doing? You know, we're just not doing that.
But he doesn't just take it easy when he's not working as a doctor. Dr. Rob Turner spends the other 2 days a week up a tree.
I've always enjoyed the outdoors. I've always enjoyed being active, and I didn't feel I had time for that when I was a full-time GP. I had a patient who was a tree surgeon, and I offered to help him when I was on holiday, and he took me on. He taught me quite a lot, and I loved every minute of it. And that's how it all began, really. I then went part-time and took up tree surgery in the other half, and never looked back. Tree surgery is both a leisure pursuit and work for me. I really enjoy it. I feel at the end of the day I've achieved something, and I like to think that the environment's a little bit better for what I'm doing.
Tree surgery isn't something you undertake alone. Rob is accompanied in his work by tree surgeon's mate, Stuart O'Higgins.
You feel very safe in an oak tree because the branches are very strong. You can stand on branches that are not much more than an inch thick. So there's a great feeling of history and heritage about an oak tree. Take great care about not destroying trees, but about trying to preserve them and make them more aesthetic. I think it's a great opportunity to illustrate to people what they can do with their lives. If we present a healthy image in both work and leisure, then I think people can learn from that, and I think that would benefit them in that respect, and it would also benefit them because we would be healthier as people, and I think we'd be able to offer a lot more empathy and sympathy. I really enjoy the medicine that I do, but the other aspect of my life is as important, and I think it keeps me healthy and makes me a better doctor.
John, what are you doing back here? We weren't expecting you till tomorrow.
I've just been talking to Matt about this HTP deal. Now, what the hell's going on here?
You know, when you left, you said it was up to us to make the decisions.
Right.
Well, that's what we've done.
Yeah, what exactly?
The new product, AS400, or Overlord, as Harry insists on calling it, is going to bomb. There's a major flaw in the software. It doesn't work on a palm-top computer.
Well, why are you going ahead with a launch?
It's Harry's decision. He doesn't care about the product or the company. He's on an ego trip, and Matt seems to be backing him all the way.
And you think your scheme's better?
I just know that I trust Mike and Lee more than I'll ever trust Harry or Matt.
Jenny, I don't know who's right or wrong in this. But listen, you still have a chance to save yourself. Now, Matt doesn't know that you're involved in Mike's plans. Okay? You still have time to distance yourself from Mike. You're taking a hell of a risk here. You could lose everything.
Do you think I don't know that? And what do you care anyway? If Redware goes belly up, you'll find some other company to put through your 20 steps. It's just a game to you, isn't it? And you shouldn't have gone to Mexico when we needed you here.
I had to go, you know that, and I do care. Look, I invested heavily in Softex stock before I left because I believed that Redware was going to be a success. It still could be a success. Even if this new product fails, it's going to take a little longer, that's all.
But, John, if we fail, we lose everything. There won't be a Redware after tomorrow. Softex bought the company because you saw a spark of something. We've lost them a small fortune over the past 5 months.
But look at what you've achieved here. Think of the progress you've made as a team.
Then believe in Mike. If I've learned one thing from this whole course, it's that you've got to believe in yourself and in your team. I just know that what Mike is doing is right. Won't you support us?
Matt thinks that Mike should go. Now, if he knows you're involved, too, he's going to ask me to fire you as well.
Doesn't matter. I resign anyway.
What do you mean?
If Mike goes, I go.
Oh. You're not serious.
Yes. And I know that Lee feels the same.
All right, Jenny, listen. I've got Matt to agree not to do anything until after the launch. Now, that is all the help that I can give you, right? It's up to you guys now. God, I hope you know what you're doing.
Trust us, John. Trust us.
Have you heard anything yet?
No. They're on the way back from the venue. We won't know how the launch went until the analysts file their reports. Well, that won't be for another hour at least.
Another hour? I don't know if I can handle the suspense. I couldn't sleep a wink last night. Where is everyone? I haven't seen Mike, Jenny, or Lee since yesterday.
They're probably all at the product launch, waiting to see who gets the MD's job. Bob, who's the favourite today?
Forget the sweepstake. Following this morning's launch, I wouldn't bet on any of us keeping our jobs.
Well, how do you mean?
It was terrible. The worst experience of my life.
What happened?
Absolutely nothing. Overlord went down like a lead balloon.
He gave us all the razzmatazz. We had dry ice and lasers. Absolutely no expense spared. I've never seen a launch like it. And Harry tried his best. He dominated the show.
But at the end, they just sat there. They didn't even clap.
And they laughed when Harry revealed the advertising.
Oh, you're kidding.
What did Mike and Lee say?
They weren't there.
Two of the most important members of the team, and they weren't at the product launch? What's going on?
Matt was furious. He stormed out with John.
I rather think this party's going to turn into a wake.
What's happened to the share price?
Down 10 points.
This is a nightmare.
It's still falling?
What do you think after that launch?
Yeah, I got to admit it wasn't very convincing.
Convincing? Overlord made a force be with you? What made Harry buy into that? If his agency thinks I'm going to pay for that...
Yeah, I still believe that AS400 could be a good product. It's the marketing that's off beam.
Tell that to the analysts, John. Do you know, I actually saw analysts with pity in their eyes. Can you imagine? Never before have I seen... Look, everyone's unloading our stock. We're down another...
Did Harry warn you there was a problem with compatibility here?
Somehow he neglected to mention that fact. Like he lied to me about the research and the overspend on the launch budget. Look, we're down another 2 points. My share options are going to be worthless.
Come on, we better talk to the staff. Show some leadership here.
I'll show them leadership. I'll fire the lot of them.
Well, basically, you have screwed up big time. At least I can do my job. That launch was pathetic. This is entirely your fault. The best marketing in the world could not save such a dog of a product. I'm telling you, it would have been kinder to strangle it at birth. I've been telling you for the past 3 weeks that Overlord was the wrong positioning. We're down another 5 points. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to carry the can for this. It is you, Mike, and Jenny that are going to take the rap.
Hey, come on. This isn't a playground. Hey. Okay, come on. Really. As you have probably all gathered, the launch this morning was not a great success. That coupled with the group's results means that there's a run on our share price.
What's that got to do with us?
Well, if the shares fall below a certain figure, the banks panic and call in our loans.
But Softex is a large company.
Technically, we will be insolvent. Softex will be bust.
Redware and the rest of the group will go into receivership. I'm sorry, we'll salvage what jumps we can, but I can promise you nothing. I think the shareholders will lose everything.
Well, it was nice knowing you.
Oh, this is it. The end of the company.
Hang on. It stopped falling.
What?
It stopped falling. The share price is starting to rally. It's 2-3 points up. 4.
What's going on?
The launch was a success after all.
I was there with the analysts. It was a disaster.
Hang on. There's some news coming down the line. There's been an announcement from HTP about something called Juggler. What the hell is that all about?
It might have something to do with this.
What is that?
It's the heads of agreement for a joint venture between HTP and Redware, in which we combine our product with theirs to produce a new software package called Juggler.
You have given away our product to the competition? Are you crazy?
It's still going up like a rocket. According to the stock exchange, industry analysts are calling it the software deal of the decade.
You guys have done a 40-60 split on the royalties,
And we get the 60.
and HTP gets to do all the marketing on the new product.
They're calling it the most significant software deal since Bill Gates licensed MS-DOS to IBM.
What's the price saying now?
It's gone through the 300 mark.
Yes!
Does that mean we can open the champagne now?
Congratulations, man. How's it feel being a millionaire?
You should know, John.
Mud in your eye. Well, you know, the money is not as important as the people.
I'm glad you feel that way. Isn't it time that you gave up your role as flying company doctor? Why don't you stick around as chairman of Redware? They could use your advice.
Is that a formal offer?
Yeah.
Well, I might just take you up on that sometime.
Congratulations, John. I knew that Redware would pull through.
Excuse me, I have some unfinished business to deal with.
What unfinished business?
Oh, I should imagine he's telling the directors which one of them is going to be the new MD. I wouldn't be in such a hurry. He's only going to be talking to permanent directors of the company.
Pardon me, I have, pardon me. This is it. Okay?
Is it too late to put a bet on Mike?
Get low.
Now, I have an announcement to make. We have, among ourselves, decided who will be Redware's new MD. Mike, do you mind?
Well done, Mike. I always knew you were the man for the job.
They say that the greatest wisdom is the ability to know yourself. Well, over the past weeks, I've learned quite a lot about Mike Fox. I've learned that no manager is an island, that the only way to achieve anything really worthwhile is to play as a member of a team. Well, a member of our team has stuck true to that principle over the last 20 weeks. One person who, when given the chance to save themselves, chose instead to support the rest of us, even if it meant losing her job. I don't know if, had I been in her position, that I would have done the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the new managing director of Redware, Jenny Carroll.
Never mind, Bob.
You've cleaned me out. It's going to take me months to pay it back.
That's all right. You can do it in installments.
Cheers.
What are you doing for dinner tonight?